Here we
The story you're about to hear is going to sound fake. Often when I tell this story,
okay.
people will ask me which subreddit did I find it on. Unfortunately, this story is not fake, and I did
Where
not
did you
find
find
it on
this,
Reddit.
you
I witnessed it
liar?
with my own eyes. Listen to this.
My
Back
own
when I was in middle school and living
eyes.
in Michigan, we had one of the biggest blizzards that our state ever recorded. It was during the month of December, and I remember the school gave us the whole week off because of how much snow we had gotten.
Damn.
Anyway, I think it was like day 3 into our week off. I woke up early one morning, about to make some hot chocolate and put on a Christmas movie, when I saw something in my front yard that wasn't there the day before. It was a snowman.
I was thinking
Now,
that I was
for
a body.
context, I was an only child, so it wasn't any
Snowman.
siblings that could have possibly made this snowman, and it wasn't my parents because I simply asked them. Confused as to how a snowman could just appear in our front yard when it wasn't there the night before, I texted some of my neighborhood buddies, asking them if they had done it. All of them said no.
Surprised his
At this point,
parents aren't
I was
answering
very
that question.
curious. I put my hot chocolate down, put on my boots and winter coat, and went out to our front yard to further investigate. It was a plain snowman, but there was no hat, no carrot nose, no sticks for arms, and no scarf around the neck. Literally just a plain and simple snowman. Even though I did not make it, I wanted to make it look better. I walked over to one of our front yard trees and found a couple of sticks. I brought these back to the snowman and shoved it into its sides for arms.
It's a dead body
The only
inside.
problem was, when I shoved the first stick into the base of the snowman, it did not go in. Almost like I was shoving the stick into ice rather than snow. I looked at where I tried to stick it in and saw black. Almost like something was inside of the snowman other than just snow. This really intrigued me, so I simply decided to push the entire snowman over to see what was inside of
It's
it.
a dead kid inside.
And this is where the story is going to sound fake. When the snowman fell over, something large fell out of it. I walked over to it, looked down, and screamed. What had fallen out of the snowman was the corpse of a young boy. His skin was purple and blue. His eyes and mouth were frozen shut.
Oh shit!
At my
I
young
was
and
joking.
even adult age now, as I tell you this story, I did not know how to fully process what I was seeing. After my parents came outside to see why I was screaming, the police...
I can see why people think that's fake. So, someone took a corpse of a child and built a snowman around it. Right. In your front yard. Now, I'm assuming that he lives probably based off these pictures in like a suburban community where the houses aren't too far apart. That's very difficult to do. Like, even in the dead of night, which I'm assuming this is when this happened. He said he went to sleep, woke up next day, and it was a snowman in his yard. And like, why your yard?
got involved. It turns out there was a young boy by the name of Jameson who went missing about a week ago a few counties over. Forensics confirmed that the boy who was inside the snowman was indeed the missing child. When the police went to the child's house to inform the parents, they found Jameson's dad dead in his living room with a bottle of pills and a written note next to him. The note explained that he was let go of his job and he had no money in savings. He admits that the hopelessness caused him to snap. He strangled his son and, for some twisted and perverse reason, decided to hide his son's body in a snowman, which
And
just
then
so
go
happened
home
to
and
be in
kill
front of
himself?
my house. The note further explained that the dad felt extreme guilt for what he did to his son and OD'd on Valium the next day. There was no mother in the picture, for she had died 5 years prior. Overall, it was just...
Wait, that's... They said... Tell me, he said this was a few counties over. So the dad snapped, strangled his kid, took his son a few counties over, put him in built a snowman around his body in a random person's yard, then went back home, took some pills and overdosed. I'd be like, even if I was a cop, I'd be like, that is insane. Like, I mean, I guess that's what we got to go with, but especially you can just look at the ligature marks and just see, oh,
Just a horrible tragedy.
Killed him, but
I'd be lying to you if I said I did not look at snowmen the same anymore.
I wouldn't
Once
either.
you've seen a dead body fall out of one, it really messes with your sense of reality. But yeah, I know this story sounds fake, and you can choose to believe that if you want.
Hey,
I won't stop you. Just thank you for listening, and please have a wonderful holiday season.
Thanks. That doesn't sound ominous at all. I mean, hey, I give him the
wish
benefit
I could
of
be
the doubt.
spreading you love, enjoy this holiday season, but
It probably is
instead,
fake.
I have this nightmarish holiday story for you. Hope you like that. Listen to this. A few years back, my
Dude's
wife and I were
voice
flying to see my parents for the holiday season.
kind of reminds me of
They lived in Colorado.
Corpse
and
Husband,
the
is
reports were
his
telling
name.
us to expect snow when we arrived. When we landed, it was much more than snow. It was a blizzard. The rental car that we got was not able to take us safely to my parents' house, who lived about 2 hours away from the airport.
damn
So we decided that we would play it safe and get a hotel room for the night and
2
leave in the morning
hours.
when the roads were clear. We ended up finding a small hotel a few miles away from the
That's
airport.
why I don't like traveling
It was a
during
dinky
winter
looking hotel,
seasons.
but again, it was a blizzard outside, and we did not have many options. We gathered our belongings, trudged through the snow, paid the receptionist for one night, and unpacked in our room. It was a tiny room, and it had a faint smell of sour milk. Not the most pleasant room, but hey, it was the best that we could do on such short notice. After we settled in and got into our pajamas, we got into bed and both fell asleep almost immediately. It had been a long flight, and we were both just so exhausted. It would have been a perfectly calm night of sleep if I had not woken up to the noise. It was 2:45 in the morning. I could see outside the hotel window that it was still snowing hard. What had woken me up was a shuffling sound, like someone's feet walking on the carpet. I looked around the dark room, expecting to see my wife coming back from the bathroom or getting a drink of water from the mini fridge.
No.
But when I saw her laying next to me fast asleep, I realized something else must have made the noise. More weight now. I got up, using my cell phone light as a flashlight, and looked around the room for the source. In the corners, nothing. Under the bed, nothing. It was such a tiny hotel room. If I was to see something, I would have seen it by now. And I was about
In
to
the
get
closet.
back into bed, chalking the noise that I heard up to just my imagination, when my cell phone light fell onto the bathroom door. It was slightly open.
Oh,
I
bad.
could not remember if it was open or shut before I went to bed. I took a few steps closer, curious, and pushed it fully open. I turned on the light, and nothing. No one or anything was in the bathroom. I was realizing how paranoid I was being about the whole situation.
Hey, better safe
when
than sorry.
I saw it. The shower curtains. They were moving, as if someone was right behind them, running their fingers up and down. What I did
What
next,
the fuck?
some may call it bravery, but I call it stupid. I reached out for the shower curtain and pulled it back. I could not believe what I saw. Crouched down in the shower
No,
at
they're gonna
2:45
say
in the
nothing.
morning of this dinky hotel room was the hotel front receptionist. In his hands was some kind of camera, like a GoPro.
Oh my
The
god.
receptionist, looking wild that I had found him in our bathroom, tried to bolt past me and out the hotel door. I quickly followed suit and was able to tackle him to the ground in the hallway.
Oh yeah, I'd have beat his ass.
The commotion had awoken my wife, who poked her head out of the door and was looking in horror at me on top of this guy. I told her to go and get someone who works here now while I held down this creep. My wife came back with 2 hotel staff, one of them being the manager on duty. After I explained what happened, we were able to bring the receptionist into the staff break room and have him wait there until the police arrived. With the blizzard still going strong, we did have to wait about 2 hours before a unit could be dispatched, but it was well worth the wait. Turns out, this receptionist had been working for the motel for 3 years. He was a middle-aged guy, single and living alone. When they confiscated the GoPro off him, they had found hundreds and hundreds of videos of guests showering, sleeping, and going to the bathroom.
Wow.
He was what you would call a peeping Tom. He ended up being fired on the spot and taken to the courthouse for further ruling. I have no idea if he was sentenced or not, but I pray that he was. As you can expect, my wife and I could not sleep the remainder of the night.
No.
But the next day, we were able to safely drive to my parents' house and somewhat enjoy the holidays. So I hope you all have a wonderful holiday this season, and if you're staying in a hotel, check the bathroom for cameras or any peeping Toms. Stay safe.
One thing, the bathroom door shouldn't be closed. Like, why was the bathroom door closed? That'd be the first giveaway for me.
Remember seeing all those crazy people lined up at retail stores during Black Friday?
Yeah, all those crazy people.
Theft, and just madness ensued because of discounted electronics. Well, this story trumps all that. Listen to this. A few years back, after I just moved into my new townhouse in Philadelphia, I was out Black Friday shopping for a new TV.
Oh, that's cute.
I was 23 and lived alone, so a TV was a must for me. Otherwise, I'd be bored out of my mind on the weekends. Anyway, it was Black Friday, and I was at my local Walmart, looking for the best deal possible. Well, after fighting my way through hordes and hordes of people, I finally found myself a 45-inch TV that wasn't too expensive. And, to my luck, I realized it was literally the last one left in the electronics department.
No, don't tell me.
Overcome with joy, I put the TV in my cart and headed for the register. While I was waiting in the long line, a man in his late 50s approached me. He looked tired. He had bags under his eyes and a very unpleasant look on his face. He walked straight up to me
got the last
and asked
TV.
me to get out of the TV. I told the man, hell no. It was the last one, and I needed it. He grabbed my shoulders, looked me dead in the eyes, and begged for it. He pulled out his wallet and said he'll pay me double for it right now. As tempting as this was, I still said no.
Wait a
minute. I did
minute.
not come out here in this madness not to get what I wanted.
Wait a minute. You haven't even bought the TV yet. Can he say he was in line to buy the TV? So you gonna pay him double and then buy the TV? Like, I ain't gonna lie. I'd have looked at that, even though I wanted the TV. I'm like double. I don't know. I might have to take him up on that offer.
This seemed to really piss him off, and even threatened to find out where I live and come kill me.
Okay, there's just a
Get away
TV.
from me now. I'll get the police involved, who were all over Walmart due to it being Black Friday. The man glared at me with death daggers and sulked away. I was so uncomfortable at this point that when I was done being wrung out, I asked one of the Walmart associates to escort me to my car.
Yeah, so he was in
The TV was
line.
finally loaded into my car. I thanked the Walmart associate and gave him a tip. As I was pulling out of the hectic parking lot, I saw that man who wanted my TV staring at me as I drove off. And I remember driving home and wondering if that guy was memorizing my license plate and wondering if he was able to find my address with that information. It was a long shot, and by the time I got home and got the TV safely into my house,
Dude, it's a
I
TV.
had completely
Calm down.
forgotten about my death threat encounter at Walmart. It was past midnight at this point, and I decided that I would keep the TV in its box in the living room and set it up tomorrow morning when I had the energy. I turned off all the lights in my house, made sure the doors and windows were locked, and went to bed. Around 3 in the morning, while I was fast asleep in my bed upstairs, I was awoken suddenly to a crashing sound. I bolted upright in bed,
Oh, he
alert and
kicking the
hyper-focused.
door open?
The crashing sound came from downstairs, and it sounded like my door was kicked in. I listened closely and could hear footsteps moving hurriedly. I went to my closet, opened up my safe, took out my .45,
Oh, yeah,
made sure it was
gun.
loaded, and headed downstairs. When I got to the bottom
I
stairs,
thought he's about to pull out a
I
bat.
was
He's like,
instantly
no, I got my
cold.
45.
Like I suspected, my front door was wide open, barely hanging on its hinges. I yelled for whoever had done it to show themselves as I held my gun up, scanning my living room. And that's when I saw that my brand new TV was missing. And I quickly ran to my broken front door and scanned the streets. At the very far corner of my street, I could see an old van peeling off, their tires screeching. I was robbed. I made a police report, but because I did not have a ring or security cameras, there wasn't anything they could really do.
Damn.
Now, even though I had no proof, I
All
knew
that
it was
for
somehow
TV.
that guy who threatened me from Walmart. And I was so sure of it, I was willing to bet my life savings and my future children's life savings on it. Unfortunately, no justice was served, and that guy remains free with my TV. Now my house is filled with ring cameras and security
It's
cameras.
filled with ring
But
cameras.
the biggest lesson that I learned from all this, no more Black Friday shopping for me. And I just order everything online.
For me.
Have a happy holiday, everyone.
Sound like a robot at the end there. Damn, that's some bold shit. That is bold. Oh, I thought my video. Is it behind? No. Okay, I'm tripping. Thought it looked like it was lagging for a second. I hope it's not, because it was like it was acting up early. That's some bullshit. It dude, he just kicked in the door. Cause like, what if he had, I guess if he had said, oh, he's gonna just grab it and snatch it out the, because he got lucky and it was just sitting there in the box. Dude kicked in. He, like I said, I ain't gonna lie. If he'd offer me double, I've probably been like, let me see the money, and probably just went to another store or something. I don't know. But I get what the other guy's saying, because Black Friday, like, I don't go out Black Friday. I went to, well, this was like, shit, this had to be like 8 years and maybe 9 years ago, where I went out with my cousin. Well, I went to where they were at, because they, it was like, I'm a, big guy. So they was like, hey, they getting I think they were getting like a 50-inch or something like that TV. So I can't remember the size, but I think it was a big ass TV. And they just wanted another guy there. So I remember going there, and they were in line. And I was like, I stand here, but I ain't going inside. Like, I do not want to deal. And she had her son with her, who, he's a much smaller guy and younger than I am. But I was like, it's two of us. And we were able to get loaded in the truck and stuff real quick. But she just wanted an extra person. And I was like, I don't go inside. I went inside Best Buy on Black Friday, because my laptop, I think it was the laptop that I broke by accident. Yeah, because my last, I did get this laptop, but the one before that, hard drive went out. And then the one before that, I was cleaning in here, and then I sat it on the floor. I don't know why I sat on the floor, and then just sit on the bed, and accidentally knocked over, I think it was this table, or maybe it was that table. Oh yeah, it was that table. This wasn't even in here. Knocked it over, fell right onto the top of the laptop, and I was like, I tried to catch it, because I didn't really. I was gonna just let it fall, and then I noticed the laptop was right there, and I tried to catch it, but it was too late. Open that laptop, the whole screen was just cracked down, and I was like, oh god, I was furious, like, oh, because I was just thinking, oh, I gotta buy another fucking laptop. Because that was way before I got this computer. I got this computer like 2 years ago. And I got this like, I think a year before that. It might have been 2 years before that. A year or two before that. No, but I always waited until, usually, I think I went out, it was 1 or 2 in the morning. I think I got, because I was like, because they were open at, I mean, Best Buy was open. Cause they didn't, I think they were closed part of that. I think they were closed part of that day for things, because people went to Thanksgiving, they wanted to spend time with their family. I think they opened back up. I think like around 5 or 6 or something like that. I can't remember. But I know I'm gonna go later and just see what they got. They still had quite a few laptops that I got. That one, I think it was like 300. I remember it was like 300. It was $321.25. What that's with all the tax and everything. And cause they was like, oh, you want to get the was like, it's like I think it was extra warranty. So I was like, no, because I don't want that shit. Cause then they was like, that's an extra. It was like an extra $50 or some shit. Like, nah. But yeah, that's some bullshit. He just kicked in the door, and this dude clearly had a problem, because he walked up to him. I asked him, "Can I get that TV off you? I'll give you double." Dude was like, "No." Then he just stared and started talking about something like, "Oh yeah, I found out where you live," and I was like, did he say he talking about killing him or some shit? I'm like, you're like, what? You gonna kill me? Okay. And then come following this guy. I guess he either, like he said, memorized his license plate, or he followed him and kicked in the door, or somebody followed him. That's one thing you gotta be careful out there. Because people be looking for people buying stuff or got money. Because a lot of people carry cash on during the holidays, and they be going to these stores, and shit, people stick you up or try to snatch what you got, grab what you got. I watched one of these before, and somebody pretended like they were on crutches and fell, and tried to have this person help them, and they walked away from their cart, and somebody else ran up and grabbed their cart and ran off with it, and then the person who was on the ground jumped up and ran in the direction of the person who pushed their cart, and they tried to chase them, and they had somebody in a van already running, so the door opened, so they just threw it in there, and they both jumped in and just took off. It's like, oh, these motherfuckers, like, they've been planning that. They like the reverse Santa. Like, we steal shit. We plan all year how we gonna do this, and they probably ain't no telling how much they already got in the van from doing this, or that maybe that was the start of their day. Because that is, I probably end up trying to chase them down like the fucking Terminator. Just not even breathing. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed my reaction, everyone. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here. Hit that bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. Comment down below. Share this video. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.